Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Brown's Latest. I'm Dave Grendzynski, but a lot of people call me Grizzer, and this is where we get you caught up on our favorite team, not only in the AFC North, but the entire NFL. Of course, that's the Cleveland Browns. The elf on the wall should have told ya. Thank you to everybody who has liked our previous episodes, who has subscribed to the channel. I think we're getting to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this week. Phone the neighbors. Wake the kids. We are so close to 10,000. When we get there, we'll give the orange quarter zip a rest. I'm mixing it up for you, going a little open collar today for you. But we will give the orange quarter zip a rest when we get to 10,000 just for one show. We will change the fit. Also, thank you to everybody who has become members of the Browns Latest Dog Pound and to all of you who have gotten your comments into the viewer comment section. Now, coming up on today's show, Myles Garrett helps prove that Kevin Stefanski may have no clue as to what he's doing. I've got some updated information on New England's rush defense. Don't worry. No, it's not good. Let me tell you. Kind of scary. Okay, listen to this, though. After the first 3 games of his NFL career, Dillon Gabriel is sharing the same airspace as a no doubt about it, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. Do we have a Hall of Famer on our hands? And in the viewer comments, why not putting Shedeur Sanders into the game on Sunday elevated Kevin Stefanski to genius level? We'll find out what that's all about too. But first things first, Myles Garrett, he might be proving that Kevin Stefanski really is in over his head because it came out after the game that Garrett spoke up and expressed his frustrations to Kevin. And you know what he did? He called for more runs on offense. And, he wanted a more aggressive approach on defense, which I understand. We talked about that the other day. He said he wanted more blitzes, and he got them. They blitzed more. But it was easier to do when they had a lead. But let's go back to the coach. Can we run the ball more? I don't know why Kevin Stefanski needs Myles Garrett to tell him to run the ball more. I mean, we all have been screaming it for 6 years since he's been here. But all of a sudden, Myles Garrett tells him and the light goes on. Maybe we should try running the ball some more. And then how about this? Our offensive line struggling, right? We've been saying that. Although I feel like we are better at run blocking by far than we are at pass blocking. But I also feel like we don't set our offensive line up to win when we pass block because we keep dropping our quarterback 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and these guys cannot hold a block that long. So, back to the run game. Remember Pittsburgh week, and I kept telling you they're gonna use that tight end as an extra lineman, and they're gonna bring in they're gonna have a tackle eligible guy on the line. They're gonna bring this beef package in. They're gonna go six offensive linemen essentially the whole game today. Well, apparently Kevin. I don't know. Maybe somebody told them after the game that that's what they were doing to us too. They did it to Minnesota and then they did it to us. Because look at this. The Browns ran the ball 15 times on Sunday for 69 yards and all 3 touchdowns from the jumbo set. 6+ offensive linemen. So 6 or more offensive linemen. They used an extra lineman on 22 of 52 plays overall. That's almost 41%, the highest rate by any team in a game this season. Why haven't we been doing this all year? We've been screaming up and down to run the ball. We've got 2 stud running backs. I mean, I feel like a broken record. And we're going to wait until we're 1-5 and we play Miami to go, maybe we should try that. I just don't understand what goes on in the offensive meetings. I just don't understand it. Because this offense, I mean, yes, we won. But everybody out there is going, yeah, but Well, my favorite coaches of all time, Coach Jerry Chase. He's our baseball coach at Cleveland Central Catholic. Basketball coach. He was a JV basketball coach at Cleveland Central Catholic. Awesome human being. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But he would always, when you go out and he explained something to you, and as a player, you go, yeah, but, and he go, nope, no yeah buts. No yeah buts. And so in this situation, we have yeah buts. This is a yeah but situation because the offense on against the worst rush defense. This is why it's concerning, folks. The worst rushed defense in the league. Almost 200 yards a game their last 3 games. We barely broke 100 yards on them. And we did nothing in the second half. So either they adjusted and we didn't, which we never adjust in the second half, or we just weren't as good in the second half. I mean, the defense is what put it away for us in the second half. So it's still very concerning. And now you got to go to New England. Tease me up for this. Ugh. Remember when I told you New England's defense was top 5 and we were just ahead of them? Not anymore. Not after Sunday. Oh, boy. They're top 3 now. And they're ahead of us, their rush defense. Now, granted, they played Tennessee, who's terrible, but they were on the road. They had to go to Tennessee. Here, take a look. Not only are they top 3, they're 2, right behind Green Bay by a yard. At home, the Patriots are giving up 83 yards a game, rushing. On Sunday, they gave up 39. But for the season, you can see they're 77 there. We are 4th, right behind Seattle, 82.4. On the road, though, we give up 88. So we are a little weaker. Our rush defense is a little weaker on the road than it is at home. But it is going to be tough sledding come Sunday. And we mentioned this the other day. Where you're going to get New England is through the air. Passing yards allowed. You can see the graphic there. Look at 24. They're at number 24. There's their season. They're giving up 235 yards a game. The last 3, 228. So about even. This is how you're going to have to attack them, I think, folks. We're going to, if this could get ugly fast. Now, the great thing is, we're going to stuff their run too. And, our pass defense is pretty good. And we'll get into that later in the week. Our pass defense is a little better than theirs. And that is why we can, again, this will fall on the defense. This will fall on the defense to keep us in this game. But then it's going to be up to the offense, man, to generate some kind of points. We're going to have to. So facing the second best rush defense in the league on Sunday, this is going to be a huge test for Kevin Stefanski and Dillon Gabriel and this offense to see what they can do and because we know what their weakness is. They can't cover. They give up yards. And so even if you're if you're getting into the red zone and kicking field goals, they got to get points on the board. They have to get points on the board. Because you can't expect the defense to do what they did on Sunday against the Miami team that is a borderline Division III college team. That's not Mount Union. I went and saw Mount Union play the other day. A really good team. This is really going to be, again, every week there's this doesn't matter what the records are. There's always something that is just fascinating or so interesting about their game each week that I just can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see this. I cannot wait to see how we handle this with Dillon Gabriel, our rookie quarterback, who everybody and their brother believes is going to be nothing more than a backup in this league. That is, unless you saw this. Did you know that our quarterback, our QB1, the Flying Hawaiian, Tua 2.0, Little Tua, whatever you want to call him, Dillon Gabriel, is putting up Hall of Fame stats in his first 3 games? You're like, come on, Dave, man. What do you do? What are you talking about, man? Don't do this to me. You're just jerking my chain. I'm not jerking your chain. Look, I have the proof. Of course I brought pictures. He is tied with Tom Brady. Look at this. He is the last two quarterbacks with 100 passing attempts and exactly 2 passing touchdowns and no interceptions in their first 3 starts. Tom Brady and Dillon Gabriel. That's it. The last 2 quarterbacks to go 100 pass attempts with exactly 2 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Coincidence? Or is Stefanski developing a Hall of Famer? Makes you think, huh? I don't know, man. It's tough to argue with stuff like that. I mean, but the eye test, they're completely different. I mean, Brady's a big guy. Dillon's not a big guy. But here's another thing. I bring hope. Because here's another thing. Because Gabriel, with his Hall of Fame stats, is one thing. The other thing is this. You know, the Browns are the first team in this decade to have a game, which they did on Sunday. They had a game where a rookie led them in passing, rushing, receiving, Harold Fannin Jr., and tackling, Carson Schwarzenegger. So Gabriel, Judkins, Fannin, and Schwarzenegger. They led the team in all of those stats, and it's the first team in this decade to do that, have 4 rookies do that. And so the future is bright no matter what everybody else. Or I mean, I don't want to, would love Gabriel as our backup quarterback. Like, that would be phenomenal. If we can just lock in that franchise guy, and then you just know when he goes out, you got somebody that you can count on to go in there and do the job. But for all we know, look at what happened to Flacco. He got out from under the thumb of the Stefanski, and look at what he's doing. Baker too. Gabriel could be way better than what he's even showing right now. But we don't know because of Stefanski and the play call. He's got Myles Garrett telling him how to do the offense, and then he goes, "Oh, okay, we'll run the ball more, and then we'll actually we can use extra linemen, right? We can." Well, all right, we're going to do that too. That sounds great. Like, that's how I feel this is happening. Like, what is going on in these offensive meetings? But bottom line is this, man. This rookie class is killing it, and Gabriel is putting up Hall of Fame stats. Can't argue with it. Those are Hall of Fame stats that he's putting up. He's dealing him and Brady are the only ones that do it. So, now, already in the Hall of Fame, of course, are the viewer comments. And, coming off Gabriel and his Hall of Fame stats, these viewer comments aren't going to support that very much. But here we go. At XL Arsenal, who says, "For a second, I thought the Dolphins were going to come back. We should have scored at least 40. That's my thing with Kevin Stefanski. And the other thing is why Judkins could only gain 9 yards in the second half after putting up 75 in the first half. Like, again, with the second half adjustments, that's been a killer for him the entire time he's been here. We never make second half adjustments, even in a game when we blow out a team, and I just don't get it. There's no reason to start throwing the ball. You got a lead. You got the lead in the ball, and you're trying to nurse a win. Run the ball. And if they're stopping you, figure out how they're stopping you and run the ball. We didn't do that. That's troubling to me, man. It is troubling to me. I agree. I thought we should have been on our way to at least 40 points. And Judkins over 100 yards should have happened. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I just don't know how you do that. Cheryl Holder, 31-13. Everybody catches on and stops the run, just like on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, they catch on and they stop the run, but it's a game of adjustments. It's improvise and adjust. And we just didn't do that. That's the one thing. And that's why going into New England against this rush defense, oh my gosh, keep your expectations super low. Judkins under this week might be the play. But then again, Ramondre Stevenson under 2. Take him under 2 because This is going to come down to the quarterbacks. And so we're going to learn a lot on Sunday. I'm telling you. Dat Dude, it's DAT, Dude, 923. Great handle. Like it. Dat Dude says, Stefanski is a genius. This is what we teased at the top. Dat Dude says, Barry gets rid of Flacco. Stefanski says, look, I know my quarterback sucks, but I'll put in a rookie running back as a quarterback before I put in Sanders. Bonus stat. Cleveland scored more points, 21, when Dillon wasn't in the game. What a wild America we live in. And he's just spitting facts. The whole Wildcat thing, everybody's like, well, here's the good thing about the Wildcat. At least Judkins is on the field. We're inside the 5 and he's on the field. So apparently Miles must have told him, hey, I got an idea, coach. What if we keep our best offensive player on the field when we get close to the goal line instead of taking him off the field and putting a guy in that we said, we call him pay cut. His name is Jerome Ford. Remember you told him if he wants to stay in a team, he has to cut his pay like in half. That guy, remember, don't put him on the field when we need to score. Put the stud running back that we just drafted and won a national championship with Ohio State. Maybe we should put that guy on the field inside the 10. And I can see Stefanski going, never thought of that. Like, this is what I mean. I feel like Myles Garrett went to him and just like, he's like, look, I know I'm a defensive end, but I could teach a few things about offense. That's how I feel this whole conversation went down. That's what it looks like. It's mind-boggling. It'll make you insane, this team. Stefanski and the offense, But great take, that dude. Great take. Highway 90 Music says the defense and Judkins won that game, not Gabriel. But here's what I'll throw in. Not Gabriel and not really Stefanski either, because the offense was nowhere to be found in the second half. That's when you really should have been pouring it on. So it's not like we took everybody out. Shador didn't even get to see the field. We didn't take everybody out. If we took everybody out and then we didn't score, okay, that's one thing. But we didn't. Once again, we didn't make second half adjustments. We could run the ball. Carried the ball 7 or 8 times in the second half for 9 yards, Judkins. So it's not like you got one carry. I don't know, man. It's troubling. And we will end with Ken with 2 N's. So it's Ken C. 222-003. Sounds like a phone number. Please don't take this as anything more than we beat a horrible team. There won't be any true changes until the coach changes. They are grasping for straws. You just got to be real, not just hopeful. Well, yes, that's what we're trying to do. And I think all Browns fans are doing that right now. Everybody's being real, hopeful, but real. The hope is in Schlesinger and Judkins and Mason Graham. He had a good game. We didn't mention him on that stat, but Fannin, and Larvidan, is out there and doing his thing. Like we have this good crop of rookies. Shador in the waiting, Dillon Gabriel. He still hasn't thrown an interception, which is good. He leads the league in balls that should have been picked because he had a couple more the other day. There were at least 6, maybe 8 balls that he has thrown. That I don't know if he greases up the ball before he throws it so the DBs drop it. But my goodness, he leads the league in almost interceptions for sure, which at some point those are going to turn into interceptions. The almost is going to go away. So, but it's like, you want to be happy, you want to be excited, but it's just like you got to curb your enthusiasm. It's just the way it is. So, but this is going to be an interesting week. 100% with these 2 top rush defenses going at each other and forcing their young quarterbacks to throw the ball. And we're going to find out. We are going to learn a lot this week. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's get to 10,000 by the end of the week. Appreciate it. I really do. I can't thank you enough. I never would have thought in a million that we'd get there, but we're almost there. We will get there. And by the way, before we go, the ball's broken. I might have to do some surgery. It's not making any noise now. So I might have to open it up and see what's going on inside there and get the ball fired back up before the end of the week because we're going to need it to beat New England. That and a prediction pen. All right, go Browns. We'll see you next time.